Hi and welcome everyone to another video. My name is Denis and today I'm going to show you my team selection for Gaming 24 of Fantasy Premier League, but now let's just jump straight into it. Okay guys, so as I said before, today I'm going to show you my team selection for Gaming 24. Now first of all, welcome to another video. Thanks a lot for you supporting the channel. Make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. It would be really much helpful. But now let's just jump straight into the video. Now in the first part, I'm just going to discuss first of all how my first 11 is lining up currently without making any transfer. I have two free transfers and 0.9 millions in the bank, so just keep that in mind. In the second part of the video, I think that I'm going to put some timestamp. I'm going to discuss my possible moves. Now what I want to say to you, first of all, this is probably the toughest team selection video I'm doing right now this season, because there are so many possibilities for me and I'm just torn between a lot of options. But let's just start with the video and then we're going to discuss about that. So let me just show you my full team. At the moment, this is how I'm currently lining up without making any transfers. Raya Gabriel, perfectly happy with double Arsenal defense against Leeds away. I still don't have my third Arsenal player yet, and as I just started to record this video, I think that we're going to get a double gaming announcement real soon. Probably it's going to be today. So as you may know, the probable outcome is that Chelsea or Arsenal are going to double in Gaming 26, depending on which one of those teams is going to go to the Carabao Cup final next week. Now it's most likely to be Arsenal because they have an advantage and they're going to play the second leg at home. So a good idea for me would be to try to add a third Arsenal player, but we're going to discuss that in the second part. So perfectly happy with Raya Gabriel. Yeah, I would prefer to have someone like Timber. I have just two free transfers. I don't think that is going to be worth for me to mess up with, I don't know, I could just sell Raya to Sanchez and upgrade, I don't know, Virgil van Dijk to Timber, but I just don't think that this is going to be the best usage of my two free transfers. So again, probably I'm going to go into that double gaming in Gaming 26 with Raya Gabriel, and I'm going to add someone like Rice, but we're going to discuss about him in a minute. This is how my defense is lining up. The weakest point, the weakest link in my team, if you want to say it, in my starting 11 is my defense. I know it is a little bit rubbish right now. Alderete, really happy with him. Burnley at home, probably the best fixture. After that, the fixtures are not great for Alderete, so I'm not sure when I'm going to play him again. Arsenal, Liverpool in Gaming 26 and 25, probably he's not going to be in my starting 11, but really happy with Alderete against Burnley. Good chance of a clean sheet, good for defensive contributions, and with the other ones I don't need to discuss too much about Gabriel and Raya. Raya probably is just going to get you 6 points. I know Arsenal maybe weren't amazing defending in the last few gamings. I saw maybe some people worrying about that, but I think that they are still the best defense in the Premier League, and it is still a good idea to have double Arsenal defense, and yeah, I'm really happy with that. Now the third defender to play this week for me is going to be a headache. Now, assuming I'm not going to make a defensive transfer. Virgil van Dijk, currently I'm playing him ahead of Lacroix and Dorgu. Sadly for me, I could have just played Dorgu, but sadly for us, for the owners, he's going to be out for 10 weeks, so almost 2 months, something like that. So Dorgu is either going to be a sell or is he either going to be just the last player on my bench every gaming. So yeah, a real shame about Dorgu. I need to decide between Virgil van Dijk, Lacroix. I think that it's really close. At the moment, I'm backing Virgil van Dijk. Now, I need to mention that I'm a Liverpool fan. I think that Liverpool this season showed that they can play real good football against tougher oppositions, maybe because they didn't keep a clean sheet against Burnley. They kept clean sheets against Real Madrid, Inter, Milan, Aston Villa. The list can go on. So we know that Liverpool are able to keep clean sheets. Virgil van Dijk, we know that he can score. This is not a decision because Virgil van Dijk scored in the last game. Now, obviously, that helps a little bit, but I always knew that Virgil van Dijk can score goals, and he was a little bit unlucky, I would say, in the last few games to not score more. Now, Newcastle at home is not an amazing fixture, but is not that bad. I mean, again, Newcastle themselves weren't amazing in the last few gamings. Liverpool, again, they won against Karabakh in the Champions League. That doesn't mean anything, right? But at least their morale is going to be a little bit better. So definitely I agree with you. If you're thinking you should just sell Virgil van Dijk, right? That was my plan always this gaming, but I'm still not sure what I'm going to do. Let's just discuss. If I'm not going to make a defensive transfer, I'm just going to play Van Dijk over Lacroix. With my midfield is the best part of my team, I think, and with which I'm the most happy. Bruno Fernandes, Enzo Rogers. I would have these three players on a wildcard. I didn't discuss too much about that in my other video. I mentioned it. I'm not going to use my wildcard. In Gaming 24, I don't see any worth of it for my team, especially. Again, on a wild card, I wouldn't have Ekitike, I wouldn't have Raya, I wouldn't have Van Dijk. But again, Haaland, Thiago, Rogers, Enzo, Bruno Fernandes, even someone like Elliot Anderson, Gabriel, these players would be on my wildcard. Even someone like Alderete probably would be still on my wildcard, or at least a Mukiele. So I just don't think that I need to use my wildcard. With two free transfer, I can even buy someone like Palmer if I want for my team. So again, that's out of the question for me. Really happy with Bruno Fernandes. What I should change here, I think that at the moment, I'm leaning towards captaining Bruno Fernandes, but I forgot to change that on the Fantasy Football Hub app. Again, I captained the Ekitike in the last two gamings. I'm not scared to go against Haaland. But what I want to say is that it is still a risk to go against Erling Haaland. Tottenham away is not a bad fixture. It's a decent fixture for Erling Haaland. So if you want to captain him, that's perfectly fine. I myself, maybe I'm going to be scared by the deadline. Maybe I'm going to captain Haaland, but I just think that this is a good opportunity to go a little bit different. And this is how I want to play. I captained Ekitike against Burnley. I captained him in the last game week when Haaland was leaked to be benched. So I'm not scared to go against Haaland. Bruno Fernandes is a really consistent player at home. In general, he's a really consistent player on set pieces, on penalties. You know all the good stuff. Decent for DEFCON. They are playing at home. It is nice, interesting to see how Manchester United are going to play against a team they are expected to win. They won against Arsenal. They won against Man City. So let's see how they're going to play against a low block, against a team who's going to give them the possession of the ball. But at the moment, I'm captaining Bruno Fernandes. Really happy with Enzo. Also, he's also a good shout for the captaincy. But if Palmer is going to start, and it's likely, I would say that Palmer is going to start against West Ham, then he's not going to be on penalty, so I would just go for the penalty taker with Morgan Rogers. Really happy with him, as I said before. At the moment, I'm playing Anderson over Soboslai. Now, what I want to say with this team, I could even roll the transfer, but it doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel great when we have a lot of swings, when we have players like Mbeumo, Chaloba, Palmer, and other players who are interesting to buy this gaming. But Anderson, Elliot Anderson, if I'm forced to play him, is not going to be the end of the world. I'm really happy with him, honestly. I played him in the last 2-3 gamings, I think, in my team, in my starting 11, and he got 7, 4, and 5 points, something like that. So really happy with him. It's really nice to have a player who's guaranteed to get basically 4 or 5 points every gaming. It's not much, but it is something. So yeah, really happy with him. Soboslai at the moment is on the bench. Now with the Frimpong injury, he could play as a right back. We're going to discuss about Soboslai in a minute, but I think that from my Liverpool players, currently I'm leaning towards selling Soboslai first ahead of Ekitike and Virgil van Dijk. Maybe that's crazy or not, but he's not on penalties anymore. Maybe he's going to play as a right back. That's not a problem. If you want to keep Soboslai, if you're forced to keep Soboslai, I think that this is a good fixture to play him at home. He's still on set pieces. Now he's not going to score free kicks every gaming, but we know that he can do that, and he's really good at them. In my attack, Haaland, Ekitike, Thiago. Haaland I'm going to keep. Maybe some people are thinking about selling him. I just don't think that this is the time to do it. Maybe at some point I'm going to think about doing that. But for me to sell Erling Haaland, I need to have, I don't know, some picks like Bukayo Saka, Palmer, Mohamed Salah to start scoring, to start doing something. Because if I'm just going to sell Erling Haaland to Watkins and have, I don't know, 6 millions in the bank, what I'm going to upgrade really. So yeah, at the moment I'm not going to sell Haaland. Ekitike, a really interesting one. A lot of people probably are worried that he was benched. Now Arne Slot said something that he didn't want to bench Ekitike, but it was something medical, so they don't want to force him. They don't want to lose, obviously. They don't want to risk him getting injured because they don't have another striker to play. So he's the first name, I would say, in that attack, in that number 9 position at least. I think that he's going to play most games. He's not going to play 90 minutes probably every gaming, but he's he's just a great option. Again, is he worth the value 8.8 millions? Probably not, but I think that he's a decent option. Now, if I want to upgrade elsewhere, Ekitike is my option, because I could just downgrade him to someone like Krupi, to someone like Mane, Joao Pedro, Watkins. Not downgrade to Watkins. I could go for Watkins if I want, but again, is Watkins more nailed, more guaranteed to play 90 minutes than Ekitike? I'm not so sure at the moment with the arrival of Tammy Abraham. Thiago, again, I said it 2 or 3 game weeks ago when I wanted to sell him, but other problems cropped up at that time. I wanted to sell him 2 or 3 game weeks ago because the fixtures were just horrible, and I knew that he wasn't going to do a lot of things. Now that I kept him till now, Gaming 24, am I happy to play him against Aston Villa away, Newcastle away, and Arsenal at home? No, of course I'm not. I think that he's going to get, I don't know, maybe a goal in those 3 fixtures. But after that, the fixtures are really good for Brentford. So there's no need for me to sell Thiago and then buy him back in Gaming 27. That's just nonsense from my point of view. So I'm going to keep him. And at the moment, I'm starting him. Now, you can make a case to just start maybe someone like Soboslai or someone like Lacroix ahead of him. But at the moment, I'm starting him. So yeah, this is my starting lineup at the moment without making any transfers. I'm not going to play Dubravka over Raya. That's never going to happen. Now, if you look at my team, the weak links are clearly Virgil van Dijk, obviously Dorgu, who's injured and he's not going to get any minutes, Soboslai, and I think that's it. Maybe Ekitike, maybe Thiago. These are the players with which I'm not really happy having at the moment. But other than that, yeah, the team looks okay. Now I'm going to move to the second part, and let's discuss a little bit about my plans. My plan was for me this gaming to buy someone like Chaloba, to buy some Chelsea players basically. Now discussing about Chelsea players is a full topic there. Palmer came in yesterday in the Champions League. He got 2 assists, so he's likely to start against West Ham. But I'm just not sure if I want to take the risk on Palmer, and it is a big shame because he's a huge differential at the moment. I could just buy Palmer by selling Ekitike and upgrading Soboslai, so I can do that. Now, my initial plan was to sell Virgil van Dijk to Chaloba and upgrade Soboslai to someone like an Mbeumo or something like that, but to someone like Rice. So this is my first option: sell Van Dijk to Chaloba, Soboslai to Rice, because I can't afford Mbeumo. If I would be able to afford selling Van Dijk to Chaloba and Soboslai to, let me just show you. So let's just say Van Dijk to Chaloba and Soboslai to Mbeumo. If I would be able to afford that, I would use my 2 free transfer, because I think that this is a huge upgrade. And I would play Mbeumo here instead of Anderson, something like that. Now, my second option, if I want to go for Mbeumo, is to sell Soboslai to Mbeumo and Virgil van Dijk to 5.1 million defender, which probably would be someone like Senesi or Matty Cash for me, because other than that, I don't really want to go for. So yeah, as I said before, Matty Cash, Senesi, I would be able to do that. Please let me know in the comments down below which combination do you prefer. Now, I thought a lot this week. Trust me, I thought a lot about this week, but I just didn't come to a conclusion. The fixtures are good for Bournemouth, Wolverhampton, Aston Villa, not great. Everton, West Ham, Sunderland, Brentford, Burnley. The only problem with Bournemouth is Senesi, until the transfer window is going to be shut, there is still a chance he could leave Bournemouth if they get a good offer, because I think that his contract is going to expire by the summer. And also another thing is I don't trust that much the Bournemouth defense to keep a lot of clean sheet. Now, what I know about Senesi is that he's amazing for defensive contributions, one of the best players in the league for that. But is that enough? And the same could go with Virgil van Dijk. So the thing is, I'm not going to use my wildcard early. I will try to delay my wildcard by gaming 32, something like that. So I'm going to dead end my team for gaming 31. So it's going to be really important for me to have players who are good until gaming 31. and who are not going to blank, obviously, in gaming 31. At the moment, we don't know the full extent of the doubles of the blank gamics, how they are going to fall, but in some gamics we're going to know that. So I want to get that information first. Now, with Chaloba is all nice and fine if I want to sell Chaloba to Virgil van Dijk to Chaloba, but Chelsea, the fixtures are amazing for the next four. So trust me, it pains me so much that I don't think that I'm going to go for Chaloba, and the fixtures are amazing. So that's why I don't feel great about this. West Ham, Wolverhampton, Leeds, Burnley. Yes, there is a chance maybe Chaloba is going to be rested in some games, but Chelsea finished top 8 in the Champions League, so they are not going to rotate that much. And I think that Chaloba is I don't know, the safest defender from Chelsea. Decent for defcon, decent for attacking threat, decent chance of a clean sheet obviously for Chelsea. But the thing is, after those four fixtures, he's pretty much a sell. I mean, Arsenal away, Aston Villa away, Newcastle at home. The fixtures are not great after that. So that's the only problem with Chaloba. I'm not sure if I want to use a transfer to sell Virgil van Dijk for Chaloba and then to sell Chaloba after four gamings. Now, maybe I'm thinking too much in the future. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong here. Please let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? What would you do in my case with two free transfers? Uh, but the same thing. The fixtures for Liverpool, the next two are not great. Newcastle, Man City, but at least they are at home. After that, it's okay to play Virgil van Dijk. Sunderland away, Nottingham Forest away, West Ham, Wolves, Spurs. The fixtures are getting better for Liverpool after that. So is it worth using a transfer to sell him and sell then Chaloba after four gamings? I'm not so sure about that. But what I'm going to say to you, if I'm not going to make a defensive transfer, my team for gaming 25 is not going to be great defensive wise. I'm going to show you in a minute, but yeah, that's the only problem. Now, I could sell to Senesi, but I don't trust him enough. I could sell to Matty Cash and upgrade Soboslai to Mbeumo. The thing is, with Dorgu injury, I think that the minutes for Mbeumo are going to be better. I'm not even sure if I want to double up on Manchester United, honestly. I mean, the fixtures are okay. I just don't think that the fixtures are that amazing like some people are trying to make them. I mean, Fulham at home, Spurs at home, West Ham, perfectly fine. Everton away is okay. Crystal Palace at home, I know that they are a mess at the moment, Crystal Palace, but it's not an easy fixture like Burnley or something like that. And then it's Newcastle, Aston Villa. But the thing is, Mbeumo, if he's going to play as a number 9, if he's going to have decent minutes, then I really like him for that price, honestly, 8.2 or 8.3 millions. So yeah, the only problem with this strategy, as I said before, a double gaming for Arsenal is going to be really likely to be announced today if they're going to reach the Carabao Cup final, as I said before. And the thing is, I want to have a triple up for Arsenal. Now, a lot of people, everybody pretty much has three players from Arsenal already. I have just two. So the obvious move for me is to just buy someone like Rice. Now, I can buy someone like Rice, I don't know, in Gaming 26, but that's going to be much more difficult. So yeah, let me just show you. Let's just make these moves. Let's say I'm going to go for Mbeumo here, and I'm going to sell Virgil van Dijk to, let's say, Cash. Let's say Matty Cash. Okay, with two free transfers, that's going to leave me with 0.3 millions in the bank. I'm going to play like this. My defense is okay. My whole squad is pretty much amazing from my point of view. Ekitike is another player I could sell, as I said before, but I don't know. I feel like he's a nice player to have. He's not worth the value, but again, at the same time, a lot of people have someone like Bukayo Saka, who's again not worth the value. But again, I think that he's going to get good minutes. Now, in gaming 25, this is how my defense is going to look like. Now, I said it. This is going to be my weak link. Lacroix and Cash against Bournemouth away and Brighton away is not great, but it's not terrible either, I would say. Alderete is going to play against Arsenal. Dorgu is injured. Here I could play someone like Anderson instead of Thiago, something like that. So my team would look okay. But the problem with making these two moves, I can't buy someone like Rice because the only spot I want to upgrade is going to be Elliot Anderson, who's also a player who I really like at the moment, and I'm not in a rush to sell him. And I have just 5.6 millions to do that. So I can't go to Rice in Gaming 25. And if we move to Gaming 26, when the double is most likely going to be here, to buy someone like Rice, I would need to free up 1.8 millions. And the only way to do that, I can't do it by selling Lacroix. I can't. I'm not going to sell any of these midfielders, Rogers, Bruno, Mbeumo, Enzo. I really like them. And the only way to do that is to sell Thiago or Ekitike. Now, I'm not going to sell Thiago because after Gaming 26, the fixtures are going to be really good for him. So the only way is to sell Ekitike to a 6.9. Again, I could just sell him to Krupi, right? Or someone like that. Um, and I could have my triple arsenal for the double gaming. Here I'm going to play cash probably in gaming 26 and probably maybe Krupi instead of Thiago. So I would have a double gaming with Raya, Gabriel, Rice, which is all fine. But what happens if other problems are going to crop up into my team? Then I don't know. I just feel like I want to get Rice now and maybe get Mbeumo later if I really want to do that. And the thing is, I'm going to sell here someone like Ekitike when the fixtures are going to be to turn up really well for Liverpool. So yeah, you see now my problems. Now I resetted my team. At the moment, at the moment, again, I like those combinations. I like going for Chaloba and Rice, probably maybe a little bit more than going for Cash and Mbeumo. But all or Senesi and Mbeumo, please let me know which combination would you prefer. So these three plans are okay if I want to use my two free transfers. Now, as I said before, I'm not sure if I want to do that. Now, what I can do, I can just sell Soboslai to Rice. I have, and that would leave me with 0.1 millions in the bank. And I'm going to play Rice over Anderson. And here, if I want, I could even play Anderson over Thiago, who I'm not sure how many points he's going to get. With Anderson, at least I know that he's going to get 4 or 5. So I could do that. I could do Soboslai to Anderson and roll my other free transfer and have two free transfers for Gaming 25. And here, if I really want to go for Mbeumo, I'm just going to sell Ekitike. I'm just going to sell Ekitike, upgrade Anderson to Mbeumo, and my team would look a little bit better. Now, again, this is the problem I was talking about. If I'm not going to make a defensive transfer, I'm going to have to play Van Dijk against Man City at home, which is not going to be the end of the world. If I'm forced to do that, maybe he's going to get DEFCON. He still have attacking threat. Liverpool could still keep a clean sheet against Man City. I know that maybe it sounds a little bit crazy to say that out loud, knowing how bad Liverpool were this season, but they are truly capable to do that. And I have to play also Lacroix against Brighton away. So here in Gaming 25, my captain is going to be Bruno Fernandes probably. I could either make a defensive transfer, but at this time, and who knows, maybe I need to mention that if Chelsea are going to beat Arsenal, they are going to double in Gaming 26 instead of Arsenal. So here, in that case, I could just sell Van Dijk to Chaloba, knowing that he's going to have a double gaming. But if Chelsea are not going to double, then buying Chaloba in gaming 25 after missing one good fixture, it doesn't feel great because the fixtures are going to end. Wolves, Leeds, Burnley, and then you need to sell Chaloba again. Munoz is another player maybe I should be discussing. He's another option again, but I have someone like Lacroix, so that's why I'm not so sure if I want to double up on Crystal Palace, honestly. So yeah, I could still sell Virgil van Dijk, but that wouldn't make me able to buy someone like Brian Mbeumo, which is fine. I don't need to have Mbeumo. And other defenders for Gaming 25, I could go for Munoz. I could go for Senesi, but Aston Villa at home, probably not. Also, he's going to play against Rogers. So yeah, it's still Chelsea defenders if I want to go for some in Gaming 25. So again, if I want to go now for Chelsea defenders, maybe I should just do it in Gaming 24, not in Gaming 25. And yeah, as I said before, here I could just sell Anderson to Mbeumo, and the only way to do that, yeah, I can do that by selling Van Dijk, is to sell Ekitike to a 5.8 million forward, which again, Krupi, Mane. With Mane, I'm not sure because if Mane is going to double, if Wolverhampton are going to double in 26, then he's going to blank in 31. So yeah, you need to take also that into consideration. If I do that, let's say Anderson to Mbeumo and Ekitike to Krupi, this is going to be my team for this game week for 25, which is not horrible. Now, again, please let me know in the comments, what would you do? Would you just go for Mbeumo right now and maybe risk buying Rice and triple up on Arsenal just in game week 26 for the double? That's also a possibility. Or would you leave at the moment, because I'm not so 100% sure what I want to do, is like making one free transfer, Soboslai to Rice. I think that it is a good upgrade because Soboslai is a player I want to sell at some point, and Rice is a player I guaranteed want to have for gaming 26. Now, again, you could argue that Saka maybe is going to be a better captaincy option, definitely, than Rice in gaming 26 if he's going to get good minutes, but I'm just not sure if I'm going to buy Bukayo Saka. That would imply making a lot of transfers. So yeah, I think that now that I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do, is better for me just make this move. Uh, Soboslai to Rice, play Van Dijk against Newcastle. It's not going to be the end of the world, and have two free transfer in Gimmick 25, and see also more information how Manchester United are going to play against Fulham, how many minutes Mbeumo is going to get, and if I really want to go for Mbeumo, I could go for him in Gaming 25, and that would be by selling Ekitike. And also, let's see how Ekitike is going to play. If he's going to score a hat-trick against Newcastle at home, probably I'm just going to keep Ekitike all the way through. So yeah, at the moment, these are my options. Now, I could just sell Soboslai to Rice, and as I said before, Virgil van Dijk to Chalobah. Sorry, this was a big ramble, but I wanted to take you through my whole tough process. That's why I said this is the toughest team selection video I'm doing. This is the toughest gaming, I think, deciding what to do, because I think that is going to be really important. Again, I want to go a little bit different. I think that I have a pretty decent squad to, I don't know, compete against all the people who are going to wildcard. I think that my team is okay. My rank at the moment is 250k, something like that. So I think that my team is in a good position at the moment. I'm not rushed to make a lot of transfer, but at the same time, I want to be ahead of the curve, obviously. So going for, yeah, Rice, again, his ownership is not that small, so again, it's not like going ahead of the curve with buying Rice. Definitely is more excited to just go for someone like Mbeumo, but these are my current plans. I think that I'm going to keep Ekitike. Now, I didn't discuss about all my possibilities. I could just go for Krupi and go here for Palmer if I really want to go super different. This is another possibility, but again, probably you lost me at this point. I could go for Palmer. Yeah, that's true, but at the moment, I'm just not sure if I want to do that. I'm not sure about his needs. I have Enzo, which I'm really happy with. Other than that, yeah, the obvious players to target for this gaming are Chelsea players. I don't know, Senesi if you want, Manchester United players. Other than that, I think that my team is fine. Please let me know what do you think. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. Now, I can't give you a proper answer what I'm going to do 100%. You need to be with me on the deadline stream on Saturday if you want to have the answer. But my most likely scenario for me, I think, thinking about this in the last 3 days, I think that Soboslai to Rice, just roll, have to free transfer next game week and decide if I want to go for Mbeumo. Then I think that this is most likely. I would say 70, 60, 70%. And other than that, it's just sell Van Dijk to Chalobah and upgrade Soboslai to Rice. So yeah, and then buy Mbeumo. But please let me know, what do you think? Sorry, this video was probably too long for a team selection, but thanks a lot for watching. Leave a like, hit that subscribe button, check the memberships if you want to support the channel even more. Thanks a lot for watching this video. It really means a lot to me, and I really appreciate all of you. And yeah, I'm going to see you next time. Bye. Apoi îmi bag gura lor